Hello, fifth grade. We are going to be looking at using pictures to um, to divide fractions. Okay, so we're going to be using pictures to divide fractions, and that's what we're going to be looking at right now. So if we have something like 3/4 divided by 1/8 equals something, the way we say this sentence is how many 1/8 are there in 3/4? How many 1/8 are in 3/4? Okay, so we kind of read it right to left. How many 1/8 are in 3/4? So down on the bottom here, I have a full circle divided into fourths because that's what we're looking at is fourths. But I don't need one of these. One of these sections over here are just going to be crossed out because we really don't need it. It's just something that's there, and we only need 3/4 and we have 4/4 there. So we're just going to cross this section out over here. All right, and same over here. We'll cross out the exact same section on this one as we have on that one. All right, so now we have 3/4, and we want to know how many eighths we have in this section here. So what we want to do then is take the circle and divide it into eighths. I left the fourths there so you can see where they are, and I divided it into 8 pieces then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 pieces in that circle. So if I want to know how many 1/8 are in 3/4, I'm going to count out what I see in that 3/4 circle. So I have 1, I have 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces, 5 pieces, 6 pieces. So when it asks how many 1/8 are there are 6. 6 1/8 in 3/4. So 3/4 divided by 1/8 gives us 6. Okay, so we're doing it with pictures. There is a mathematical way of doing this that I'll be teaching you, but not today. Today is just by using pictures and figuring out the answers by using pictures. Okay, so we took 3/4, 1, 2, 3 of them. We took the whole thing and divided it into eighths so that the whole thing had 8 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I counted out how many pieces I had. It's as if you cut a pizza, you cut it in fourths, but then you cut it in eighths, and you wanted to say, well, 3/4 of the pizza is going to be left after I take my section. How many slices are still there? Well, there's 6 slices still there. Okay? Now, let's look at a different example. Example 2. So it asks how many, I don't think you can see the bottom section here. That didn't come out too well, but okay. There we go. All right, so how many 1/6 are in 1? How many 1/6 are in 1? Because we read it backwards. How many 1/6 are in 1? Or 1 divided by 1/6 equals, okay, so I took one whole 1, and I divided it into 6 pieces because that's the number I have there. So the dotted line shows 6 different pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I want to know how many 1/6 pieces do I have? Here's a 6th. Here's a 6th. Here's a 6th. Here's a 6th. There's a 6th. And here's a 6th. So if I look at one whole 1, how many 1/6 do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6. So 1 divided into 1/6 would give me 6. So there's 6 1/6 pieces in a whole, which makes sense because we know 6/6 is equal to 1. Okay, so we take the whole and we divide it into whatever the denominator says, and we want to see how many of those 1/6 pieces do we have. Okay, that's example 2. Example 3 asks us how many 1/10 do we have in 1/2? half? How many 1/10ths do we have in 1/2? So I make a circle and I divide it into 1/2. That's what I have right there with that line. I'm dividing it into 1/2. Here's my circle, and we have it divided into 1/2. Now, then, because it says 1/2, I made my 1/2, but I need to see it in tenths. So I have all these lines coming through here, and if I count it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 pieces in there. So I have 1/2, and I have the circle divided into half, and I have the circle divided into tenths. Now I can look at this, what it actually says. I only need 1/2. So I'm getting rid of this half. I don't need that half. That's gone. All right. So now I want to see how many of these 1/10ths pieces are there in 1/2. I have 1 of them. I have 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them. So I have 5 pieces that are 1/10 in 1/2. So 1/2 divided by 1/10 equals 5. 1/10, 1/10, 1/10, 1/10, 1/10. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them like that in 1/2. Okay? That is the way that we use a picture to come up with the answer to our division problems. All right? I will give you a sneak peek of what's to come with that. So if I have 1/2 divided by 3/4, what we do in mathematical terms, I don't even know if I should show you this, but I will. The first number stays the same. We change division into multiplication, and then we flip-flop these numbers. So we go 4 over 3. And then we just multiply. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. So 1/2 times 1/2 divided by 3/4 would give me 4/6. So, but I don't really want you thinking about that part of it. I want you to more think about what we did here. This visual is much easier right now to think about. I take 3/4. Okay, I'm going to take a circle. I'm going to divide it into 4s. Do this one first. Divide it into 4s. Then divide that into 8ths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 pieces. Then I want to see how many 1/8 there are in 3/4. So here's my 3/4. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those pieces. So it's 6. Again, example 2. I take my 1. I have 1 whole. I divide it into 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many pieces do I have in 1 whole? 6 pieces in 1 whole. Over here, I divide it into 2 because that's my first denominator. And then I take it and I divide it into 10 pieces. I only need 1/2, so I get rid of the other half. And I count up my pieces in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer is 5. Okay? That's the basis of our lesson today. You have a worksheet from your book. You can go back over this, of course, if you want to help you go through it. Again, we're just using the pictures to answer those questions instead of doing the multiplication, division thing. So don't worry, we don't have too many of those right now. So, but just kind of look at that concept and get introduced to it. Your book on 567 also gives you some more about that. So take a look in your book. I miss you guys, and I can't wait to do a little Zooming with you in the near future.